Welcome to the Clean Slate with your hosts, Daniel Garza and Carson Phillips, providing you with movie news, reviews, and more. Sit back, relax, and don't forget to go to the concessions to get your popcorn and drinks. For your entertainment, this is the Clean Slate Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Clean Slate Podcast. I'm Carson Phillips. That dude over there is Daniel Garza.
What's up, everybody?
And this is the Clean Slate.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. We are in our 31 days of Halloween marathon. So, for those of you who don't know, we are watching 31 movies in 31 days. We torture ourselves, but hey, we love it. We know that we have a lot of horror genre fans out there, so we really want to give you guys that little edge to the Halloween festivities. So yeah, guys, we have another great movie for you today, and it's probably so far one of my favorite movies that we've watched, and it just came out in 2023, so last year, and it is called Late Night with the Devil. So here's the log line for Late Night. I feel like I don't want to keep saying the whole name of it the entire time.
Yeah, we'll just call it Late Night.
All right, so a live television broadcast in 1977 goes horribly wrong, unleashing evil into the nation's living room.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so this movie is directed by Cameron and Colin Cairns.
Yeah, they're Australian brothers, I believe.
Got it. It's got a really good actor, David Dastmalchian.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how you say his last name, but he's in a lot of smaller roles.
Yeah.
He was in Departed, which is a movie Daniel picked for us to watch on the regular podcast. So if you guys want to check out that episode, it was an amazing movie.
Did we do Departed?
Departed, yeah. Or was it not Departed? The one with Hugh Jackman.
Oh.
And he tortures people.
That's crazy. That is not Departed. That is...
What's that movie called?
Prisoners.
Prisoners. I got them mixed up. I'm sorry,
I was literally
guys.
like,
I hate movies, so I'm sorry.
Because I haven't seen it.
Different movie. I haven't seen it either. Clearly.
Yeah.
So he's in that. He's also in The Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very small role. But if you guys want to hear a cool interview with him, last podcast on the left, I hate to plug another podcast, but they did a really cool interview with him if you want to know more about his story.
Nice. Okay. All right, so let's talk about likes and dislikes for this movie. This was my first watch. You saw it when it came out, right?
Yeah, this is number 2 for me.
Okay, so
Alyssa watched it with me too.
Dang, did she like it?
Yeah, I think she did.
This was a lot for me. Okay, so
she doesn't like possession horror though, so some of it she was like,
same.
Yeah, and then some of it she was like, why do I feel like this would happen to you? And I was like, thanks.
Okay, so actually give us a little bit, like in 30 seconds, a little plot rundown of this movie.
Yeah, so this is a found footage film that's set up like a late night television show. Yeah. So like the ones we've all seen, except for this one kind of takes place around the time of Johnny Carson time period. Like, so it was at the 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And he's
70s,
trying to get 70s. Yeah. So he's trying to get his way up to the top of the rankings on TV. And so he kind of takes a different approach with this Halloween special that's supposed to bring in the occult and all this scary stuff that's going on in America at the time, which is kind of true to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And so he's doing this crazy exploitive Halloween special, bringing in like a possessed girl and like a mentalist and all this different stuff. But things start to go a little bit crazy and unexpected things start to happen. And the way we know things aren't going the way they're supposed to is there's also behind the scenes footage.
Yeah.
That's never before been seen, which actually the way you know that is it switches to black and white.
Yep.
And
then the frame
shot
rate.
a little differently.
Yeah. Or the aspect
and there's
ratio.
a frame rate change. So there's a bunch of stuff that like indicates that.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. So you get to see like, hey, that's not what we planned, or that's how are you doing this? And that's essentially what's happening. Is like things start to go awry. This girl's possessed, but she has a parapsychologist who's like her handler, basically.
And her mom. So.
And her mom. It's weird. And I don't want to spoil anything else story-wise, but that's kind of the gist of it. So, like, if you're down to see, like, The Tonight Show with Satan, basically, this is it.
Okay. So likes and dislikes.
Since it's your first watch, I'm gonna let you say your likes. I know you're happy and excited.
Yes. So funny story behind this is that my buddy Quentin and I went to go. We had a choice between Late Night and Immaculate. We ended up choosing Immaculate because it had higher ratings technically, and I was like,
"What?
I think it did. Maybe it didn't."
There's no way it did.
Anyway, so we ended up going to see Immaculate, and it was the worst piece of garbage I have ever seen. I was like, why did I go see this
I heard the ending's
movie?
good.
No, the ending's stupid.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, no, the ending's horrible. Like, it's pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
So I'll tell you later. But so we went to go see that, and then I heard about Late Night, and I was just like, oh my god.
Because of me. I told you.
No,
I was
also
like,
Michael.
Watch this.
Michael saw it.
Well, yeah.
Anyway,
Why
so
not?
it
Why
ended
didn't you
up
watch it with
being
Michael?
so good, and I really, really enjoyed it because, okay, so there is a lot of aspects in this. One of the ones that took me by surprise was the Bohemian Grove thing, which if none of you know what
Daniel loves that
Bohemian
stuff.
Grove is, go look it up. It is a cool conspiracy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, however, I do think conspiracy theories are
real, though. It is
interesting.
real.
Well, there's no like evidence.
What they do,
or
we don't
proof.
know. I think
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
spank each other, but it does happen. It is real.
Yeah, it is a real. It's like a real party that
Something.
actually a getaway for the elite, and there's a lot of
frat,
speculation of what goes on there, and a lot of it is like, you know, the speculation is that the people who run the world are the ones that go to this thing, and then they talk about how the world's going to go. Anyway, so it's really cool that they played that factor into it because I love that. And this movie kind of follows that. Like, the only reason why, what's his name? What is his? Jack Delroy, who's the host. The only reason why he's having success in any form is because he was invited there. But like a lot of the conspiracy
allegedly,
a lot of the conspiracy theories that you hear is that there is like a sacrifice that has to happen in order, like you have to give up something in order for you to make it. And in this situation,
to get success,
Jack Delroy lost his wife to a terminal lung cancer, who they even said she's a non-smoker. So I'm like, part of me was like, is it because of him that he was smoking? But
it's so good.
Yeah. Anyway,
so good.
I really liked the whole like plot surrounding the movie, and then I really liked the like the way that you do the behind the scenes. The character development is so great in this movie because you realize at a certain point Jack Delroy, after losing his wife, this is when he does this. He's all about ratings now. He wants to get back to the top. Mm-hmm. He's starting from really low, but, you know, this is his way. So as things progressively get worse and worse on the show, he's like, this is perfect for us. Like, we need these ratings. We're going to go through the roof. And then, you know, things get really, really bad, too, where it ends up being everybody's demise. So, I would say this movie's a 9 out of 10 for me. I really, really enjoyed it.
Do you have no dislikes?
Yes, I do have some dislikes, but they're pretty minor. And it was something that...
Name one. I'm just curious.
It was something that you prepared me for. It was the CGI.
Oh, yeah. The CGI is rough. I'll go into my likes real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this movie. I actually think I enjoyed it more even the second time. I think it works better to watch on a smaller screen, weirdly enough. Maybe because that's how you're used to watching late night television.
Yeah.
But, yeah, again, this is probably the most creative film horror-wise to come out in 2024 or I guess 2023 technically. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it's probably the most original film that we've seen in a while from the genre that's still entertaining, because like obviously you could say Skinamarink is more creative, but it's not entertaining. Hot take, but it's a true take. And yeah, so that, and then like I think he gives a great performance as this talk show host. He's very charismatic, more than we've ever seen him before. It's kind of like an unexpected role for him. Yeah. And then, like you said, the plot, you know, when I heard the line, do you remember me beneath the tall trees or whatever it was, something like that? Yeah. I was like, oh, that goes hard. And then I just kind of wish this was a real TV show. Like, I would love to watch a show where they're like...
That's crazy. I would
some
never.
stuff.
I
Okay,
could
maybe
never.
not the ending. Maybe not the ending, but where it's like, oh, this guy supposedly can read minds or see ghosts. Like, it's fun. I'm into that. Yeah, so that's all my favorite things about it. The CGI is a little rough.
It's not a little.
I
It's
know
a
there was
lot of rough. It's like at the
it's
very
the
end.
electrical effects.
Yeah, it's the electrical effects, and then just the very
The head
ending.
splitting scene is practical though. Actually, I'll send you a video. It's nuts.
Oh, of her?
Yeah, there's like a full on like prosthetic.
It's just
thing.
it was just like, what did electricity have anything to do with it? You know?
Some of the acting's a little suspect, but I think it's because it's supposed to feel like reality TV or like a talk show.
Yeah. Actually, the best scene though was the scene with the worms, where it wasn't like
That's so good.
like I was actually like, oh my gosh, that was actually.
And it happens to the nicest character.
I know, right? Yeah, and then
I kept telling Alyssa, I was like, bad things happen to Gus, and she's like, what do you mean? I was like, bad thing, because she kept comparing herself to Gus. And I was like, don't do that.
Yeah, no, the poor guy. But anyway, yeah. So that's Late Night with the Devil.
There's one controversial thing we should talk about. Real quick.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew this, but there was a little bit of AI used for like one frame of this.
Tell me this.
I think it's when they cut to commercial break. That might be AI graphics, perhaps. I'm not 100% sure. Or it's either that or it's on like a background shot. Like it's very minimal.
Okay.
And people were really mad about it. So what's your thoughts on that?
I don't understand why people would get so mad at AI. Like, it's not taking.
Because you're taking money from artists, is what they're saying.
Oh.
What do you think about it? Do you think it actually is, or?
I mean, here's the deal. Like, realistically, bottom line is people try to do what they do to save money. Like, in the film industry. True. Like, that's all it really comes down to. Like, so that's really what the film industry is all about.
I think that's fair. I mean, I think of AI as a tool. I think you do too. Where it's something you use, like a human uses AI. Like it could have been, there's AI artists, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be completely off base with this, but that's just how I feel. In this case, I think there's other instances where like replacing entire actors of AI is weird to me. I think that's wrong for a lot of reasons, but that's a different story.
Okay. All right, well, let's move on to our next movie for tomorrow, guys. We are going to be watching one that is called I Saw the TV Glow. It is the craziest thing ever, and we will talk about it tomorrow. But thank you for stopping by for another 31 Days of Halloween episode. We got plenty more to go through, so stick around with us. We got a lot of good choices and a lot of bad choices, so we always got a good mix for you. We got a good mix
some
for
bad
you
movies coming up.
Yeah, we do. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.
That's a clean slate.